organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, classroom disruption. See how a resignation will affect the College of Education.
And crunched for cash. See what some students can do to get a little extra grain.
And in sports, a story of one UI athlete trying to make it big thousands of miles away from home.
That's coming your way next. Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning in to your Monday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Nicole Meehan.
And I'm Jacob Esser.
The Dean of the University of Iowa College of Education has officially resigned. Margaret Krakow stepped down Monday amid controversy within the college. Last month, 44 members of the faculty in the College of Education cast votes of no confidence in Krakow. The former dean told the Daily Iowan in an interview that her trust in individuals had been shaken. UI Provost Patrick Barry Butler released a statement saying, quote, Krakow brought an excellent combination of experience, expertise, and energy to the college. I was delighted when she agreed to take on this important role, and I am saddened to see her go, end quote. Butler also said he will appoint an interim dean later this week.
University officials refused to release former athletic advisor Peter Gray's resignation letter. The UI declined to release the letter Monday following requests from several media outlets. Officials said the letter is a confidential personal document. The UI did release thousands of pages of communication between officials. Among other things, the documents revealed Associate Athletic Director Fred Mims met with Peter Gray in October right before he resigned. Gray resigned quietly last month after an internal investigation. The department found Gray had repeatedly violated the UI's sexual harassment policies.
For college students, earning and saving money is crucial. But even a tight budget is not always enough. Daily Iowan TV's Nick Savransky found out that there is extra money you can earn from that finals week soda binge.
Aluminum cans, plastic bottles, and glass bottles are all welcome at the Can Shed in Iowa City. Some find that 5 cents per can and 10 cents for every glass adds up pretty quick.
We pretty much save every can that we get because we know that each can is going to give us 5 cents or something like that, and those 5 cents add up. And like I said, each time we come here, we get 25 to 30 bucks.
Can depositories like this one are conveniently located in several areas around Iowa City. The biggest can depository in Iowa is located just off of Highway 6. Seeing almost 10,000 customers, the recycling center brings in more than 1 million recyclable cans every month. And with so many cans to go around, it's no wonder more and more people are seeing green. Nick Safransky, Daily Iowan TV.
And keep in mind that not only does the money go straight into your pocket, but recycling cans also allows for more efficient public waste reduction.
Still to come on Daily Iowan TV, lack of legislation. See which accessory Iowa law does not require you to wear on the road.
And in sports, an in-depth look at one of the more inspirational sports stories written all year.
But now, let's first take a look at our local weather forecast with Anna Theodosis.
Thanks, Jacob. Students had a bit of a chill to usher them into finals week today. Temperatures cooled down to about the mid-20s, and the wind made it feel even colder at times. Those cold temperatures will stick around tomorrow. The morning will greet us with 27 degrees and some clouds in the sky, so remember to bring your winter gear with you out the door. By the afternoon, we'll see those temps rise up to about 36 degrees. Tuesday night will bring us back down to 27 degrees. Taking a look at the rest of the week, Wednesday will bring us some sun along with temps in the low 40s. Thursday and Friday will have a high of 48 degrees and partly cloudy skies. Saturday will reach the mid-40s with a 20% chance of rain. And on Sunday, temps will dip back down into the 30s, but the sun will be shining. That's all for your weather update. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Anna. Iowa City held the first of 2 public forums on Monday to gain public input about downtown parking. Officials' goal is to get rid of the perception about inadequate parking in Iowa City. Several of the proposals included electronic smart parking meters, improvement of the 2 main parking garages, first-hour free parking in parking ramps, and online tracking for available parking. The Department of Transportation says changes could come as early as July of next year.
Parking is the least of a moped rider's worries when it comes to downtown driving. One of the main concerns for the two-wheeled riders has yet to be addressed by state officials. Daily Iowan TV's Rachel Bedell takes a look at what a state law could mean for some UI students.
Mopeds are a normal occurrence in college towns across the nation. However, Iowa is one of 3 states that are missing a major accessory: a helmet. Iowa, Illinois, and New Hampshire are the only 3 states in the U.S. without any helmet law.
In 2011, there's an 85% fatality rate of those who are admitted to the emergency room, and those who sustain injuries were in the ICU twice as much as those that do wear helmets.
From not wearing a helmet, that takes away that resource opportunity for someone who was using safety as a precaution for whatever it was.
Although the state has not yet passed a law, many students around campus are sporting helmets. With a growing trend of wearing helmets, a helmet enforcement law may soon follow after. Rachel Bedell, Daily Iowan TV.
Although it is not a law, it is still suggested that riders wear helmets every time they ride a moped, motorcycle, or bicycle.
It is widely known that the University of Iowa's pharmacy school is one of the best in the nation, but you might not know this when you look at the college itself. The school says they are constantly struggling with faulty facilities. A report shows school graduates are stationed in 95 of Iowa's 99 counties. College officials say it's their progressive approach to pharmacy that keeps them ahead, despite buildings that look otherwise.
An autopsy confirmed Monday that 2 bodies found last week in a wildlife area are those of the Evansdale cousins. 8-year-old Elizabeth Collins and 10-year-old Lyric Cook were missing since last July. Hunters found their bodies last week in the Seven Bridges wildlife area, about 25 miles from where the girls were last seen. Authorities have since reopened the area where the 2 girls were found.
And now for a look at what's happening outside of Iowa. A shooting on a California reservation over the weekend has left 4 dead and 2 critically injured. 31-year-old Hector Celaya allegedly murdered his mother, daughter, and 2 uncles. Officers pursued Celaya and wounded him during a gunfight. He later died in the hospital. Investigators have yet to find a motive for the shooting.
A U.S. drone strike killed an al-Qaeda commander over the weekend. Mohammed Ahmed al-Mansour had been in a Pakistani base when the drone missile hit. Al-Mansour was a commander in the Taliban forces. His wife and son also died during the strike.
And finally, North Korea has extended the launch period for its long-range missile tests. The country has been testing long-range missiles for what they say is the future of space exploration. Technical difficulties have postponed the controversial launch for the coming weeks. The UN, South Korea, and the U.S. have accused North Korea for planning to use the missiles on the U.S.
And now let's throw it over to Giovanna Simic for a look at Hawkeye sports. Giovanna?
Hello and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. A lot of good stuff to get to on the show today, including an on-set discussion with Daily Iowan sports writer Torque Mason, who wrote a powerful piece in today's issue of the Daily Iowan. If you haven't seen it yet, it's an absolute must-read, not just for sports fans, but anyone looking to be inspired by a true tragedy to triumph story. We'll get to that later, but we start today's show with the journey of one Iowa athlete who struggled to fight through injuries both riveting and fascinating. A young California athlete brings his love for baseball to the Midwest. An injury-plagued career finds a Division I student athlete stringing up a different kind of equipment. Daily Iowan TV reporter Alyssa Bergamini discovers the catch within the student's story.
Dedication, determination, and drive is what Anthony Torres brings with him all the way from the sunny city of San Diego to Dubuque Street in Iowa City. The California native grabbed the attention of Iowa's baseball coaches during a showcase his senior year. As a second-year player, Torres and his teammates have a tough act to follow. Baseball America calls the team's freshman class of last year one of the best in the Midwest in the Big Ten Conference. The official season may not start until spring, but the boys have already been back on the bases.
Right now, it's more relaxed. Like we had fall ball practices, which were much more intense. But now we just focus on hitting and getting our fielding down, stuff like that. It's not as intense.
And since he doesn't think that's intense enough, check this video out. He steps it up a notch to help keep focus with mental games, and shows that he can handle any amount of heat. Even after the catcher's most prized possession, his hand suffered an injury last season that did not stop Torres from striving to success. And when he couldn't dominate on the diamond, he decided to switch his glove for a guitar.
Last year, I got injured in one of our fall ball games and I had to get surgery. And during Christmas break, I wasn't able to do anything, so I just said, I want to pick up the guitar, something I want to do for a while, and so I just started picking it up.
The talented Division I student athlete is happy he chose to be a Hawkeye. And unlike other sports, baseball is a game that does not run on a clock. And like Torres, his passion for playing at the University of Iowa will not strike out anytime soon. Alyssa Bergamini, Daily Iowan TV.
Torres will be playing in his second consecutive summer in the California Collegiate League for Palm Springs Power. And as we mentioned earlier, we bring in Torque Mason, sports writer for the Daily Iowan. And Torque, I read your story, really, really moving. Can you tell us a little about it?
Yeah, it's basically just a profile story of Chris Street, who was a former Iowa basketball player that was killed in a car accident during his junior season in 1993. Said I talk about him as a player, talk about him as a person, talk about the accident, and then I also talk about the first game that they played after his death at Michigan State, where they made a dramatic comeback in the last few minutes to force overtime, and then they won the game in overtime.
Now, you ended up interviewing some coaches and players. Can you tell us what was that like, having them remember that moment?
It was kind of intimidating, honestly. Talking to people like Tom Davis and A.C. Earl, guys who were larger-than-life figures in Iowa basketball, and having to ask them about something as emotional as this was somewhat of a challenge. I really didn't know what to expect when I talked with them, but for the most part, everybody was more than happy to talk about him. Everybody still has extremely fond memories of Chris.
Okay, and finally, can you get us, where did you get the idea for this story?
Said I've known the family for a long time, and I knew the 20th anniversary was coming up this January, and so I'd already kind of been planning on doing something with that because, it is a story that people now don't necessarily always remember. Students on campus don't necessarily know who he is. They just know that they give out an award in his name at the end of every season.
Okay. Well, Torque, thank you very much for coming on the show. Like we mentioned earlier, an absolute must-read. And if you haven't picked up an issue of the paper today, you can always catch it online at dailyiowan.com. Well, that does it for us here in the sports studio. A whole lot more coming on tomorrow, including our Daily Iowan TV Sports Athlete of the Semester. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Giovanna. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at tomorrow's edition of the Daily Iowan. Find out more about Margaret Krako's resignation from the College of Education.
Also, check out Tuesday's Daily Iowan Graduate Profile.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.